founder of the philosophy program is not a remote academic. Matthew Lipman saw his own children struggle to learn in a conventional classroom. Philosophy for Children was born out of his belief that education's first duty is to teach children to think critically.
Critical thinking is important if we're to have a reflective citizenry in a democracy. I don't think you want a sodden mass of citizens who just, take whatever they're told and accept whatever they're told without reflection. I think you want them to judge what they're told in a critical way, not be uncritical. That's a terrible notion of democracy, an uncritical citizenry.
I really enjoy philosophy. I feel like it's nice because it's helping us think about things that we never thought about before. Like my philosophy teachers say, we one whole group and we can ask any kind of questions.
And then we perhaps...
The Philosophy for Children program is generated from this small house on the campus of Montclair College, New Jersey.
All judgments can be done.
I think that's the key.
James?
Matthew Lipman holds seminars here every week. It's been a long struggle, but he's finally seen education authorities at state and federal level recognize the program's worth.
And what you can do.
But the important discovery that I'm talking about is...
It's now taught in 5,000 American schools, not as an extra, but as an integral part of the curriculum.
Accomplishments are. And I think when we start talking to kids about respect for persons and what it means to be a person, that can be the basis for the kind of absolute self-esteem that I'm talking about, which is something that's not conditional, it's not dependent upon achievement.
Yeah. I think the child who for the first time speaks up in class in a community of inquiry goes home and thinks on the way, besides all that adulation from the other children, gee, what I said, what I said, that's so important. I never was able to say it, and I never thought of it, and here it is. It seems so creative, it seems so original, it seems so much of a watershed in that child's life. What we consider philosophy is an inquiry. It's an exploration of ideas, and it's a quest. It follows a certain line of investigation, as a detective might follow a line of investigation. There's a spoor, there's a trace, there's something that you're looking for, and it doesn't mean you go straight. I mean, children in a classroom or philosophers will tack back and forth like a boat trying to go into the wind. They will go this direction, they will go that direction, but on the whole, they go forward. And that's the difference between philosophical dialogue and a mere conversation. There's a forward movement.
When you're thinking in philosophy, what's that like, Kevin? Or Stevie, you can go first.
It's fun.
Okay, what happens? Why is it fun?
That's because you learn more things and you're not so bored.
You're not so bored? Why are you not bored?
Because there's something to do. And you have a lot of things to do and you can talk a lot.
You can talk a lot.
There's something to do. Talk, learn, and think.
And think.
That's true.
Stevie, did you want to say something?
Yeah. In philosophy, you learn other things because other people, then you learn from other people that know things that you don't know, but other people learn from you too. I can answer Lauren's question because she always thinks a lot. That's why she doesn't talk a lot.
Okay. Lauren?
She's thinking again. She's always thinking.
When they find themselves talking and being listened to by their peers, that's a very intoxicating experience, you see, and their self-esteem rises. And that's one of the things you want to happen in the classroom because there's a correlation between ability to learn and self-esteem. And many of the worst learners are people who have very low self-esteem, don't think that they could learn, don't think that they can think for themselves or just think. I think that you are watching a major change in the nature of education. Because if you could get education to center on thinking rather than rote learning, then you're preparing for a very different kind of world. Children don't have much private property. Perhaps they own their clothes and a few toys. It's hard to say that they own even their bed or the furniture in their rooms that belong to the family or parents. And so the kind of security that comes with the ownership of property is usually not permitted to children. On the other hand, they do have their thoughts, and they cherish these. They are proud of these. These are very consoling. These are what they can be secretive about, and no one else can invade this privacy. And they have the use of language, which gives them a great deal of power, because with words they can talk to one another, communicate with one another, but also they can defend themselves. And I think words mean power to children, and having thoughts is a source of richness to them, perhaps the only source of richness.
Make some sense.
Easy. The voice that you hear inside when you talk to yourself, is that the same as the voice that you use when you talk to someone else?
Yes.
Shannon, why not?
Shannon, a victim of bullying, has never spoken in class before.
You talk to yourself.
Brooke has sensed that he's ready to speak.
No, Miss, it was a break like
One, let's get Shannon a chance.
when you talk to yourself, when you talk in a different way. When you talk to someone else, you have to talk to them correctly.
Do you
Give
need...
them respect or something. Like you give them respect, and when you talk to yourself, you're going to want to give yourself respect. Don't give yourself respect.
But where does the self-respect come from, Shannon?
Your faith.
From where?
Faith and counseling.
From your... From your confidence. Does that confidence come from somewhere else, or does it come from the little voice inside?
That the community of inquiry in the classroom can function the way a safety net does for acrobats. It's there in case you fall. It's there to catch you and to keep you from serious damage. And I think that it does this in the sense that you know that there are others in the same boat, and that they feel for you. And so you don't go immediately to the desperate remedy of violence and drugs. You talk it over. It's not a community of conformity. It's not a community of solidarity where everybody feels the same and has the same ideas and sensations and so forth, but where there's a division of feeling, there's a complementarity of feeling and of thinking, so that they rely on each other and they depend on each other. It's very much like a team, where there are certain people who are good at passing and others who are good at running, and they depend on each other. They know they can count on each other. And that's the kind of community we need to create.
We've talked about trust and honesty and depend, but is there another word is there a synonym for that, for what we're talking about? One word. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, exactly. Loyalty. Yeah, wonderful. All right. What's about loyalty? Is loyalty important in sticking together?
Yes.
Why?
With loyalty, you can have trust, and loyalty involves all the criteria of a friendship.
Yeah, Kareem. Wonderful. All right. Okay, and what's with the criteria of friendship?
Honesty.
Okay. But in the room together here, is there loyalty?
Yes. Yeah.
Is there loyalty?
Most of the time it's loyalty in here, but on one of the off days that we come in here, people don't listen to each other. So that's not showing loyalty to the other people in the class.
Very positive.
The 15-year-olds who were all going to leave school have changed their minds. Every member of this class will now be going on to high school.
See you tonight. Oh, thank you. You're the one. It's all here. You agree, yes? You agree that it's all booked. He has his way of pulling it out of them. Okay, great.
Those who are in greatest need and direst need often are given hand-me-downs, are given routine treatments, they're drilled, they are given basic skill until it comes out of their ears. Even if they could learn in some pedestrian way to read, they would not be learning to read critically, or to read imaginatively, or to write with any kind of creativity. It's simply failing them as citizens, it's failing them as human beings to do this. So we have to have intensive care approaches in education as we do in medicine. I mean, we have to. There's just no way out. Otherwise, you write these people off.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stevie, did you want to say something?
Yeah.